Hello everyone, and welcome back to what could possibly be one of the very final episodes of Pokemon Soul Silver. Here we are, back at the Battle Factory. There is a reason this is my favorite place. And for that very reason, is because you're not using your own Pokemon. The way the Battle Factory works is you get to choose between level 50 and open level. This is actually probably the only place that does this, I think. Because Pokemon are typically stronger at open levels, because they're at level 100. Anyhow, what they do is they start you off with 6 rental Pokemon, and you get to choose 3 of them. So you'll never be hurting for Pokemon. I've done a bit of research into your next opponent. You can expect to see Lantern, Blaziken, and Toxicroak. And all 3 of them are weak to ground type moves, so I should pick at least 2 Pokemon that have ground type moves to work with, and be ready to swap one of them out depending on my next opponent. First, we'll hold your Pokemon in exchange for you renting our Pokemon. I may suggest choosing after the appropriate deliberation. The Pokemon you can choose from are always random. This Abomasnow is a horrible choice. Because there was Blaziken second, Lantern, Blaziken, and there was something else that was weak to ground. Basically, Abomasnow. After hearing there's a Blaziken, this is probably the last Pokemon you would ever consider choosing. Knowing there's a Lantern, you might want to consider, say... Well, actually, Abomasnow would be okay for a Lantern, but he would be screwed once Blaziken comes out. Same thing with Shiftry. Albeit, Shiftry is still a better choice because it actually has a chance to attack. Now, Cradily is a great Pokemon, but it's more of a wall rather than an attacker. Right, in this situation, this Cradily can deal with both Blaziken and Lantern. I'm not so worried about the third one, considering I don't even remember what it is. Mismagius is probably the strongest Pokemon I can get, and it's definitely what I'm going to pick up. I'm actually going to start with Mismagius because she can get rid of both Blaziken and Lantern with little problems. Magical Leaf might pose a bit of a problem due to its lack of power, but it's still a strong move. And here we have Cursed Snorlax. This is actually quite powerful. He has Rock Slide, and I'm willing to bet that the happiness value is very high, at least enough to make return viable. And then we have Weezing. Another wall-type Pokemon. However, its attack stats rather pitiful. I would rather have a bit more support moves, so while Weezing looks like a good Pokemon, I'd actually probably go with maybe Cradily. If I had more ice types, I might pick up Abomasnow. So that's what my set's going to be this time. Let me start with Mismagius. I'm going to go back. I'm going to rent Snorlax, and I'm going to rent Cradily. Under a lot of circumstances, you probably don't want to start out with a sweeper, you want to start out with someone to prepare, in which case Cradily would be the best. But that's also expecting Cradily to die. There's also the fact... Normally I wouldn't do this, I'd usually put Cradily at the front, but none of my other Pokemon would be good for its current setups. So if anything, I'm going to end up switching Cradily out later. However, I also need to make sure to switch him out for a Powerhouse before I can afford to get rid of Mismagius, because she's by far going to be my most useful partner. And it's really important that I don't accidentally use Memento, because that would be really bad. Sure, Lantern would be screwed, but they would just switch out. Yeah, Miss Magius, I really should have made her like a second or third choice instead of a first. Because a little bit of setup would have been really nice. And that Lantern, because of its Rindo Berry, I'm probably not even going to get a chance to kill it. So I'm going to have to rely on Snorlax to kill Blaziken. On the bright side, though, I can put in Cradily. Because on his own, he probably won't be all that useful. It really sucks when your last Pokemon's a wall. So it's very important to go out with a bang. Yeah, Cradily looks like he'll be able to last and maybe deal some worthwhile damage to Blaziken. He might actually even manage to kill him. But first, I'm going to start with Confuse Ray. There's no point in putting up a Sandstorm, because all it will do is hinder my other Pokemon. And I really wish I wasn't paralyzed, because that's... If I ever not get a chance to attack, then I won't be able to do a darn thing. Right now, my best hope is to get Confuse Ray and then hope my Ancient Power will take it out. Or at the very least, weaken it with Snorlax. Yeah, the real problem here was that I lost Miss Magius. So it's actually quite disconcerting that I might actually end up losing because of this. And at the rate things are going, it'll probably be out of its confusion by the time I set up Snorlax. I don't have time to buff Snorlax. Even trying, that's likely going to get me killed. So my best bet is to just use Return and just get rid of it as soon as possible. And if the fact that I am taking so much damage from that one attack is any indication, I might actually lose this. Wow. I definitely need to switch out my Pokemon for sure. Because this is... Oh, it's Toxicroak. For all intents and purposes, I basically screwed up. This is quite possibly the most frail Snorlax I've ever seen. I'm gonna try and get a curse off. Oh, never mind, I'm dead. Okay, so in this in this open level setup, this professor here will always give you a little bit of starting tips. So, like at the very beginning, she starts off by giving you the most information. In this case, an Ursaring, a Pinsir, and a Lapras. So after that, we have to start choosing our rental Pokemon from a base set of 6. The question here is, what would be good to deal with Ursaring? What would be good to deal with whatever other Pokemon was? I'm really tired right now, so I'm not really remembering the Pokemon so well. But on the other hand, you get some rather strong Pokemon to play with. You get lots of good practice with other teams, too. Now Vaporeon. This would be amazing. Like, first of all, this Vaporeon hits like a tank and has acid armor. Normally I would consider start leading with this, but there's one thing preventing me from doing so, and that's the Ursaring I'm fighting right now. So my first move... This Medicham is extremely tempting, but it's far too frail for my liking. Whiscash has always been extremely bulky. And Tentacruel's extremely fast. Excessively fast, actually. You know what? I'm not really going to think too much into it. I'll just give it a shot, give you a shot, and then as a safety net, I'll bring in you. I may have two water types, but they're both there for different reasons. I'm not really using Vaporeon to attack. If I ever get a free turn to do so, I probably will. Youngster Jin, are you related to Joey? No way to know for sure. The first thing I want to do is I want to set up an Acid Armor. Because Ursarings are very strong physical attackers. And if I can safely do this multiple times, then there's no way he's going to be able to take out what I'm planning on doing next. From the looks of things, he has Counter, which is pretty bad on an Ursaring, actually. He's got Avalanche and two other most likely physical support moves that we haven't seen yet. Now, the way Acid Armor works is it raises your stats or your defense by 2 stages. So with that in mind, I'm already at maximum stage, and since my Vaporeon is just a special attacker, it's quite possible that I could sweep him very safely with Vaporeon alone. And if Vaporeon ever gets low on HP, oh, he's got Slash. If Vaporeon ever gets low on HP, I can just baton pass my Acid Armor to the next Pokemon. So yeah, if you ever fight a special wall, and you happen to have this Vaporeon, then you're in luck. Yeah, this Vaporeon's just unstoppable. There's nothing that it can do to me, now that I have like 3 Acid Armors stacked up. It's always so much fun just getting something random, because you're never exactly quite in your comfort zone. But no matter what, you're never completely screwed. If you get Pokemon you don't like, you can always back out and come back in. And that critical hit, oh my god. That did a lot of damage. I didn't even get a chance to baton pass. And here's where the RNG really screws you over. Just when you think you're invincible, they get a random critical. Well, it doesn't really matter. Tentacruel's plenty strong. I have to admit, though, I really wish I could have passed on my defensive buffs. But thanks to Pinsir, I didn't quite get a chance to do that. Yeah, this is kind of a bit of a slow battle, but there's no way I can possibly lose at this point. Because no matter what, Lapras is not really known for great offense. And it probably wouldn't have a good way of dealing with Tentacle until like Gen 6, where it got freeze dry. And even if I happen to lose Tentacle, I always have another Pokemon to fall back on as well. Uncle! Okay, now here's why the Battle Factory is so interesting. First, we'll get more information on our next opponent. Weavile, Marowak, and my all-time favorite, Aggron. Would you like to trade a Pokemon before battle? Yes, I would. I would like to exchange Medicham. She may have pure power, but she doesn't have the moves I would like. Now, the way things work is you get to swap one of your 3 Pokemon with one of the ones you defeated last. None of these Pokemon are all that great, personally. But Medicham, I think the real problem I'm going to have is dealing with Aggron. Well, actually, what am I saying? I have 2 special attackers. Well, anyways, I'm going to bring along Pinsir. Because Pinsir is very, very powerful. And with the ability to buff his defenses, it'll only make this even easier. So basically, you keep battling, and you swap Pokemon that you don't think will fit your team so well, and you keep going. I'm the captain of the heroic vessel among the crashing waves of the storm. Tuber Jenny sends out Weavile. Problem here with Weavile is Weavile's probably going to have a lot of critical hits, so I'm going to start off with Acid Armor. Actually, that was probably the right move because I don't want to have Nate like -2 defense. That's going to suck. Then again, I completely wall this Weavile. Weaviles are meant to hit fast and hard. However, the fact that Vaporeon resists that and has a ton of HP, it's going to take a long... Oh yeah, this is what I was afraid of. It's going to take a lot of firepower in order to get past Vaporeon. And chances are this Weavile probably has, I think, a Razor Claw. Or something that boosts critical hits. I want to save a little bit of Vaporeon's life, so I'm going to baton pass my moves now. Now, time to take advantage of the Pinsir I got. Now, this Pinsir is a freaking monster. Since I have a couple defense to go with, why not increase my attack power as well? Yeah, chances are, I don't think there's anything on his team that's going to survive at this point. I have a lot of defensive power, and my offensive power is insane. An X-Scissor, not only is it stab, but it's also super effective on Weavile. Just one Sword Stance is generally enough to sweep the enemy team. If you could set up more times, it's so much better. Yeah, so far this Pinsir is pretty awesome. As it stands, I don't really need Tentacruel, but he's my backup water type just in case. I really do want Aggron though, for his initial defenses, he won't need anything. But it would be so much better if I could get something that would truly benefit from Acid Armor's Baton Pass setup. Oh well. It's mostly depending on the Pokemon that comes next that my team might not suit a certain role. Like, I want... Like, if I ever have to switch out Vaporeon, I want to keep Tentacle with me. So, say something that counters Vaporeon were to show up, keeping Vaporeon in the lead would be a horrible idea, as it wouldn't survive the performance roll at all, and it would be down one Pokemon. The odds of Vaporeon getting one-shotted are extremely slim and probably never going to happen. But the problem is not being able to do anything if it were to do enough to two-shot me. And it happened to be faster as well. In a situation like that, I'd be better off just trying to kill the enemy Pokemon. You expect to see Nidoqueen, Drapion, and Heracross. And like how I initially planned, I'd like to switch out Tentacruel. Tentacruel is extremely fast, but the moves it has going for it is Surf and Sludge Bomb as its primary powerful moves. I can weaken enemies from speed stats with Icy Wind, and I can buff my physical defense with Barrier. A solid Pokemon all around, but not too terribly important to my team at the moment. I'm planning on keeping Vaporeon around so I can afford to swap out Pokemon. In this case, Aggron. The only flaw is that you can't really check what they have beforehand. But for the most part, if you know what a Pokemon has, chances are... Or I mean, like, if you've ever seen a Rental Pokemon, like in the initial rents, that's probably what the opponents are going to have as well. Like with all the last ones, I'm going to keep doing this until I reach the Frontier break. But this is possibly the most difficult out of all of them. The reason for that is because it's never set in stone, and you don't exactly get to choose, like, what would be the best move for you. You have to take what they give you and hope that's enough. This one could probably possibly take hours, but it's a lot of fun, and you don't have to raise your own. Well done, your party will be healed. Congratulations to you, trainer. In recognition of your outstanding winning streak, our Frontier Brain is demanding a match with you. Your next match is against the Factory Head with no right of refusal. Are you prepared? I think I'll rest a bit. We missed you. You must save the game before you resume your challenge. Let's wait. Right this way, please. Next up is battle number 7. Are you ready? I've done a bit of research into your next opponent. First will be a tough Aqua Tail using Gyarados. Would you like to trade before your battle? My team right now is Gliscor, Flygon, and Aerodactyl. And I have access to Espeon, Togekiss, and Rhydon. I'm gonna switch out... I'm going to switch out Flygon for Espeon. Because that Espeon seems pretty strong. Please go. Where are you? That was pretty weird. Jeep! Sorry, don't mind me. I'm busy on an invention of mine. It's a data interpreting machine. It's telling me what you've rented for this match. I have to say, it's a good setup, like 63%. Oh, don't let the number concern you. Oh, nice little smartphone there. Oh yeah, start with Gliscor is great. I have 2 moves I can take. I'm gonna go with the safer of the 2. And I'll continue to stay with the safer of the 2. Because this basically guarantees that Gyarados is going to die. so much better if it doesn't take me all the way down to 0. Yeah, that Gyarados never stood a chance. All I had to do was just spam counter and I was sure to kill it. A lucky guillotine would have been great. I might actually get that shot next lane. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. And if I hit, then great. Oh, awesome. I just screwed you over. Truth be told, I've been doing this, like, a lot. And in fact, one of these people actually killed them by getting 3 guillotines in a row. That's so sweet. I did not think that would work. Well, Gliscor is pretty much the MVP, because he's been doing this with everybody. And you know what? Let's see if we can't keep you. Nope. Sorry. I'll send you a postcard from Dirt Beyond. You served your purpose very well. Honestly, I didn't even need to do a switch. But what do you have anyways? Ooh. You're a very interesting Espeon, you know that? Ow. How did I live through that? I had 1 HP left. That did a lot. Wow, Thornton, you have been screwed over big time. This could have gone really bad. It's been handing me a loss. It's not making me happy at all, losing. Even though I'm not happy, I did glean some useful data, I suppose. That makes me glad I battled you. The useful data is that you can get utterly screwed by Guillotine. So did you get to like those Pokemon you rented? As factory head, it would sure make me happy if you did. Next time, come back with different rental Pokemon. Delete your existing battle? Oh yeah, I've got to keep this one. That was really awesome. In recognition of your deep knowledge in matters pertaining to Pokemon, we present you with battle points. Oh, I'm not that smart. I just know how to use Guillotine and that actually hits. Let's trade back. I would be glad to have my Pokemon back. Congratulations. In recognition of your victory, we give you your 5th and final prince. There's 5 golden ones, but I really don't feel like getting any of those. Kind of ridiculous. We have now halfway conquered the battle frontier, and that's about as far as I'm going to get. I might get a golden symbol, maybe 2, but getting any more than this is just too much trouble. There's me on the left of each of those, and the Frontier Brains on the right. There's Palmer, Thornton, no, what's her name again? And then there's Derek, Argenta, I still don't remember her name. I'm horrible with putting names and faces, to be honest. Well, I managed to get all the silver prints, so I guess that's good enough for me. Before I get going, let's go see if anyone has anything nice to say. Because, like, in Pokemon Emerald, you got stuff for getting the symbols as well. Welcome to the exchange service corner. What would I like to trade? Physical attacks? Ooh, these are so nice. Oh, so that's where you get Earthquake. I'm so tempted to grab that, but I don't want it. Oh, I can get another Shadow Ball. That's awesome. These teams are freaking expensive. Holy crap. Where have you two been all my life? Okay, what do you have? So you can buy rare candies. I like how everything except for rare candies is 1. These are all some nice items. I definitely got some nice use out of this. I just countered Thornton and then just guillotined him. He just got utterly screwed and I love it. Training items too. Oh, these are the Eevee items. That's nice. Okay, once again, thank you, Mom, for getting me such a super expensive item. Welcome, would you like some scratch-off cards? You can buy 3 for 1 BP. You know, considering I got like 141 of these, I can probably afford these. Sure, I'll get some. 1 BP, is that okay? Sure. I'll go blue, green, and pink. Okay, I got a Ditto. And I'm totally not going to cheat by save stating, so... Shingling. I did not mean to do that, but okay. At least it lets you know what the rewards are, so I don't have to feel bad about not getting them. Okay, seriously. I don't need to scratch off this much to see that I didn't win. Is there anything else here? Like, no rewards for getting all the symbols? Or anything that even remotely resembles that? What about you? That's some useful information. I really do love this battlefrontier, but I still miss the old one. What about you guys? Do you have anything to say? How the battle? Oh, you get. Oh, you 5 just explained the cat on the frontier. Maybe I should have talked to you guys right from the get-go. What's on my performance bar? Oh. Well, that's kind of disheartening. So there's no rewards for getting the symbols? That kind of blows, but then again, I did get to have a lot of fun with some of these, especially the Battle Factory. This place, it's always different. Who raised those Pokemon anyways? Seriously. Some of them are a little bit iffy. Anyways, that basically concludes Pokemon Soul Silver. There's only one more thing that I'd like to do, and that's just battle. And that would be just rematching the Elite Four, because they are stronger this time around. But thanks to buddies like this, there's really no reason. What, Gavin? Right. Well, see you next time.